If you feel like you're playing good Dota, but somehow you still lose games, fixing these 5 macro mistakes will instantly help your win rate. In the past few weeks, I had a lot of coaching sessions with students between 1 and 8k MMR, and I found a lot of common misconceptions that people have. There were many cases of players that performed really well compared to the other ranks, but one of two things held them back so much they were stuck for a while. Today, we will cover 5 most common macro mistakes that happen and give you an idea how to fix them. Keep in mind that I also offer private coaching, so if you want me to identify and fix the mistakes you're making, read the description. Let's jump into the first one. Number 1. Not prioritizing objectives. Most of people will know how to play the game, how to farm, pull, ward, and kill people. What they lack though is a clear plan what should be the next logical move. Instead, every time they take a good fight, they're content to either hit creeps or just keep playing the game without the urgency to get objectives. In pro matches, but also in high MMR ranked, you can see that people prioritize things like securing runes, XP shrines, towers, Roshan and Tormentor. The lower you go, people seem to not realize how important is getting objectives. One of my students, that is 1k MMR, told me that Tormentor in my rank doesn't exist, and I believe him. However, getting people to focus on objectives is probably the most impactful thing, and finding the way to do that is going to get you a lot of MMR. If you're playing support, a simple thing like warding somewhere can lead you to getting an objective. If you manage to ward the enemy XP shrine at 12 minutes, it will be very convenient for your mid laner to smoke there, as he probably is strong enough to contest that. If you're playing a carry, farming near the Tormentor on the top lane or even on the other side, near portal, will make it easy for the supports to come and help you get the Torm, as they will be getting a free shard. And even though you're not the one that is getting it, sometimes denying the enemy the shard is good enough for you. Getting tier 1 towers is also very important, as it opens up the map a lot. In order to do that, you can either group up with some heroes to hit the tower, or just play around the catapult timed if you lack heroes that hit them hard. A portal around 5 minutes or even 10 minutes can lead you to getting the tower, and that way you not only get free access to more neutral camps, but you also deny them from enemies. Number 2. Failing to translate a lead into map control. This point is connected to the last one. A lot of the times during the sessions I heard, we had our lead early, but we couldn't do anything with it. Well, this is something that you need to learn with experience, but the general rule is, if you close enemy on their side of the map, all you need to do is just make sure they get as little farm as possible. And how to do this? Well, the best way is just to farm on their side of the map. Even though they will get the waves, killing neutral camps on the enemy side of the map will make farming of your enemies inefficient and also put them in position that they need to find a good place to farm, and that's where you catch them. As again, if you control enemy side of the map, you need to have vision of places they want to escape through. You don't win Dota games by just pushing tower after tower and going high ground. I mean, sometimes you get games like this, but the easiest way to win a game of Dota is to take map control and make sure enemies are not farming. It doesn't have to mean that nobody on enemy side isn't hitting creeps. This is very hard to do, but instead, make sure you farm way more, and that way your gold advantage will grow and grow. At some point, you will be getting an item or two ahead of enemies, and that's the point where you can safely, hopefully with Roshan, approach high ground. And how to address that as a single player? Well, if you're playing a support, you need to start warding and smoking in a way that allows you to close them up. If you are leading, ward in a way that allows your team to play safely on the enemy side of the map. If you have heroes that want to farm aggressively, taking enemy triangle area is one of the best power moves you can make. Other than that, deep wards near enemy safe camps, so the closest to their base, is a good way to get smoke pickoffs as well. Keep track of the timer. Smoking around the catapult timings leads you to getting towers as well. And above all, try to make it very hard for enemies to get any farm. You just farm the camp, but you feel like enemies might be coming soon? Blocking it with your body while tipping away leads to enemies having no camp to farm. If they want to go to the other side of the map, make sure they pay for it, as it will be very obvious when they want to farm your camps. Take enemy towers. This is the biggest map control tool for enemies. If you get them, placing vision around that area will give you an idea where the enemies are, even if you leave that area for the next tower. And remember, grow your lead, don't throw it away by just going high ground. After getting Aegis, feel free to use 2 minutes to farm up, and only then, group again for push. Enemies will be scared to smoke into your Aegis, so you can use half of its time to farm, and with that, finish the item you need. Number 3. Lazy itemization. A lot of the players default to one item build, while the others never consider what your team is getting. Using hero guide is great, but there is the point where you get to pick your items depending on the matchups. Now, let's imagine this. You're playing a range 4 with self-sufficient 3. You dominate the lane, and instead of going for boots, you invest into the lane, going for Bassi. If your offlaner is, let's say, Sand King, I believe going for boots and stacking for him is far better than investing into the lane with any laning items. Another thing is boots choice. Now, let's say you're playing support with Timbersaw who's going arcane boots. If the other support is going for them as well, and you are meant to stay close to each other, you can skip upgrading boots or just go for tranquils instead of getting third pair of arcanes. I'm just giving you some examples to understand my point. I know it's convenient and easy to bite what the guide is saying, but the moment you start thinking about what items you need and what items your teammates have, the game will be so much easier. You're playing against Ursa and Nax. Perhaps you want arcane boots, but you're likely to build Use next. That item fixes a lot of mana problems, and perhaps if another teammate has the arcanes, you can switch to brown boots. Or maybe you want a solar crest and just put it on your carry. That item costs 100 mana to use, and even though it does give you mana pool, perhaps you need to address it in some way. Or perhaps you're offlaner that needs BKB, but for the price of that you could get a pipe. And yeah, it does make your game harder, but it makes it so much easier for your team. And if that's the case, think what wins you the fight. Is it you getting a good initiation and not dying in the process, or just ability to survive through enemy burst? Sometimes, you have to pick the team over a single player, even if that the player is yourself. Number 4. Ignoring what your hero does best. This is something that you could see a lot in my latest videos. In short, that means players do not use their hero in a way that makes them strong. Let's say you're playing mid laner. You're way more likely to gank with a pack instead of Broodmother. Why? Well, you're mobile, you have crowd control, and you don't really push the tower. Realizing what the hero is good at is a great way to improve in Dota. Let's say you're an offensive player that likes to kill people as support. That should be reflected in your hero choices. Heroes like Witch Doctor, Tusk or Marcy make a very good kill support, while heroes like Oracle or Abaddon, if played as support, should lead you to playing just for efficiency and lane secure. Sometimes the situation calls for you to play in a different way, but that's an exception that needs to have a reason, not the theme. Don't pick heroes that don't fit your playstyle, and if you have that understanding of what makes a hero strong, make sure you use its powers efficiently. If you're playing Jakiro or Shaman, I want you to hit enemy heroes a lot in the laning stage. If you're playing Marcy, however, instead of doing that, I want you to wait for a chance to hard commit and toss someone instead of trying to trade a lot. Number 5. Focusing on other players. If you want to improve, I want you to never think about what your teammates are doing, at least post-game. Disregard any mistakes they make and instead focus on what you can improve. This is quite obvious, but I think understanding this is the base while improving at Dota, so you never think what your teammates did to grief your game. Your Sand King bought arcanes instead of phase boots. Instead of blaming him for that, just keep in mind you got a way to get more mana. You have to consider what they are doing in the game, but after that I only want you to think how you could have made their game easier, not any bad plays they've made. They will grief your game. That will happen. Only yesterday I had a guy random a Juggernaut and go for Radiance as position 4 and we eventually lost the game. This happens at any bracket. You need to accept that, and if you really want to improve, basically stop caring about it. Fixing these 5 mistakes will lead you to becoming a better player, and the best part of this is that it's quite easy to do that as long as you put the points in your mind. If you know that you need to get deep vision and play enemy side of the map, you will play better mid game. If you understand your hero, it will make it so much easier to win lanes with it. And if you want to improve as a support, subscribe to the channel. As always, thanks for watching and let me know in the comments what other mistakes you see in your games. See you!